Well, howdy, Texas Pond Bassmaster here. Hope you're having a great day. I'm so glad that you could join us today. I came across some video footage from February the 8th on my GoPro. So the video you're going to be seeing today, I'm out at a local pond. I do catch 7 bass. They're smaller bass, but they were fun nonetheless. I was using a Googan 6-inch green pumpkin lunker log with a 3/0 EWG hook, Texas rigged, weightless. Like I said, they were a lot of fun to catch. It was very windy that day, so I'm gonna have to do a voiceover on that video because of all the wind noise. But since then, I bought me a DJI Mic 2. So it's a wireless mic for your GoPro. It's got a magnet on it and you can clip it on your shirt, or it's also got a clip that you can just clip it up here on your collar or clip it on your backpack. As long as it's within the area of your voice, it'll pick up. Also comes with one of these wind dampeners. I think they call them dead cats. You just snap it on the top there and it won't come off. So this is the DJI Mic 2. And I haven't figured out how to work it yet. I've watched several videos on YouTube. It doesn't come with a lot of instructions on how to pair it and how to turn it on and off and all that, but I'll get it figured out. So let's go watch today's video. Well, howdy, Texas Pond Bassmaster here. Hope you're having a great day. I got my Shimano reel on my favorite Army rod. And I'm also using a Googan 6-inch green pumpkin lunker log, Texas rigged, on an EWG 3/0 hook, weightless. So grab your rod, let's go fishing and see how we do today. Now the lunker log is similar to what they call a Senko worm. So you throw it out there, just let it set on the bottom, and you can slowly drag it on the bottom. You can pop it every now and then to pop it up off the bottom, get a little action and let it fall back down. A lot of times you'll get a hit when the bait is falling, as the bass are there in the water watching it. They see it pop up, and as it's falling, they'll hit it. I have caught a lot of bass on these lunker logs. This, where I'm fishing now, is a little cut off the main pond, and there are some nice bass out here in this pond. I've caught some 3-pounders. I've heard of people catching 4s and a 5. Haven't heard anything over 5 come out of this pond, but you never know. So here's bass number 1. You'll see in today's video all the bass that I caught, total of 7. They were all smaller bass. I believe bass number 3 or 4 is the biggest one of the day. But they are fun to catch nonetheless. It was very windy this day. It was about 72 degrees. It was a nice break in the weather from us having some bad weather. Like I said before, we had rain, we had snow, we had a freeze, had a lot of wind. Today is very windy. The wind was blowing about 12 miles an hour. So as I've said in previous videos, when you cast into the wind, you got to make sure that your braking system is set so you don't backlash, because you don't want your bait to be moving slower than your reel is spinning. That's what causes the backlash. So you got to have your brakes set to be in sync so your bait's flying and your reel spinning is synced together, and that way you don't get the backlash. There's bass number 3, fishing up in that little cut. If you go back to another video, it's called the honey hole. You'll see I was fishing in this cut and I caught some very nice 2 and 3 pound bass right here in this little cut. This cut does have grass in it, but the water's so clear you can see the grass line and then you see gaps. So I try to throw down in that gap and take the bait right along the edge of the grass, because those bass will hide up in that grass And then when something comes swimming by, they come out of that grass and they hit it because they are predators. So always try to fish next to grass lines, moss lines, and structures, because the bass like to hide up in those areas and wait for that bait. It is a beautiful day for fishing. This is how I relax, and this is how I de-stress from life. I really enjoy bass fishing. Got a hook set there. Then you always hope and pray that they stay on, especially the bigger ones. So that was the biggest bass of the day right there. But they're all fun to catch. When you're taking the hook out of a bass, I always try to be as gentle and ethical as I can. I know it's already tough on the fish. I don't want to make it any worse. So always try to work that hook out as gently as you can. Sometimes you got to get pliers to get that hook out. I always try to be respectful to the bass. So here comes bass number 5. There's a hook set. There is a lot of bluegill, brim, perch in this pond, and that's good because that's what the bass love to eat. I always call bluegill bass sushi. But the bigger bass, they'll even eat the smaller bass if they get an opportunity. Here comes bass number 6. This is a very promising pond. It's a newer pond. You can see the subdivision around it. Those are all new houses. So with the number of small bass that we catch out of this pond, it's promising that 2 or 3 years from now, they'll be nice 2 or 3 pounders. Got plenty of food, plenty of room to grow. Going to turn out to be a very nice pond. I've always caught and released my bass. I've never kept any of the bass. Catch and release is the best way. And most of these local ponds require catch and release anyway. I've been bass fishing for almost 3 years. I've landed right around 700 bass. And like I said, I've never kept any of them. Always want to throw them back, leave them for future generations to catch. So here comes bass number 7. You always want to be careful when you're holding the bass. You always try to hold the bass by the bottom jaw, by the lip, straight up and down. A lot of times you see people will turn them sideways to take a picture. You can actually break their jaw, especially on the smaller bass. So always try to hold them straight up and down. If you're going to turn them sideways or horizontally, take your other hand and support the bass to pick it up to take that picture. That way you don't take a chance of breaking their bottom jaw. And that's bass number 7. Gonna call it a day. Three, 2, 1. Well, I like you. 3, 2, 1. Well, I hope you liked today's video. It was sure fun catching those 7 bass, even though they were small bass. they're fun nonetheless. Like I said, that video was shot on February the 8th, and I hadn't caught a bass since January the 1st before that. We did have a lot of bad weather here in Texas. We had a freeze, we had snow, we had some rain. I was also under the weather there for a while, so I didn't get a chance to get out and fish as much as I wanted to. But it was good to get out, and it was good to catch some bass. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe. I truly appreciate your support. This is the Texas Pond Bassmaster. Get out there and go fishing. Tie lines, everybody, and we will catch you later.